Welcome to Dirt, Sweat, and Gears, your home of the 5-year erection. I should see somebody about that. We are here on my project house, my garage and ADU project that has been going on since the year 2020. And if you're familiar with this project, I started in 2020 because I had big ambitions of building a garage and ADU. And a friend of mine for 10 years had promised to help me out with it. And that didn't turn out to be a very good deal after all, because instead of building my garage, he bought himself a house and a truck and disappeared. And so when it was all said and done, it took 4 years to get to where it is right now because I had to financially recover from it. And I had a little bit of help from my dad, who passed away last year. And thanks to him, I got where I'm at now. And in the last video, we were blocked by a city inspector who said he wanted to see a height survey of this building. Well, after making some phone calls, after talking with some people, his supervisor, the plan checker, we actually got a little bit of help, and we were able to verify the height of the building with a measuring tape. We were clear to install the roof. We were clear to do paper, shingles, and stucco. We're clear to waterproof this building. We're clear to begin doing plumbing and electrical. So there's just a whole lot coming up for this project that I'm really excited for. And since my contractor is out on vacation, this is a great time to tackle a DIY project. Since we have this scaffolding, I may as well make use of it and start painting the eaves. Now, there's just one problem with that. I'm terrified of heights. So in order to help me get this done without falling off the scaffolding and breaking my neck, I've got some tools from Harbor Freight that we're going to unbox. Harbor Freight is not a sponsor, so I'm going to be able to give my unbiased opinion. And by the way, Harbor Freight, if you're watching this and you would like me to give a biased opinion, feel free to reach out to me. Give me some tools, because there's some great tools in Harbor Freight. And so because of the height of this scaffolding, I really have to be careful here. And because I don't know anything about this tool that I'm working with, we're gonna test everything down on the ground and make sure that I know what I'm doing before I go up there. So I got the box open. Let's take it apart together. I have no idea how long this is gonna take, so at some point, I'm just gonna be screwing around with it and I'm gonna have to cut to the end. But I want to do a little bit of discovery on camera with you guys. Eventually I'm going to have to read directions, but let's see how long that takes. So we've got a hose that's not an amazing length of hose, but I might be able to work with it. Got the unit, the thing, bunch of hardware, some more things. All right, get that out of the way. First section in the instructions is safety. Yeah, we don't need that. We're not safe around here. All right, setup. Well, I think I can kind of tell from the diagram where things are supposed to go. Let's take these out first, assemble this stupid thing, and then shove it all in. Because this is a little bit annoying. This is clearly the most important part of the setup too. Alright, so we've got an inlet filter, inlet hose, suction hose. I believe this is for priming the thing. Alright, so once you get it all set up, it's actually pretty straightforward. In order to prime it, you got to put this knob at prime clean. Put this trigger down to prime, and since I'm just priming with water, I'm just sucking in water and expelling water. If you're doing this with paint, you want to have 2 buckets. You want to have the water bucket and the waste bucket, but right now it's pure water, so I'm going to worry about that later. So once you have it in the prime position, you press the prime button 3 times, turn it on, and it starts to suck water through this thing. All right, so now I kind of know what I'm doing. The next step is to drag all of this shit upstairs and get ready to do it with actual paint. I'm probably gonna have to run the hose through the windows because I don't have a whole lot to work with, and I don't want to put all of that weight of the paint bucket and you know, and all of this shit on the planks up there. So I got to figure out the logistics of this thing before I start doing this with live paint. But now I know how to prime it, and once I prime it with water, then I can prime it with paint, and then we're off to the races basically. I got everything moved up here, and that was quite a monumental effort getting it up the flight of stairs and through the scaffolding and stuff. So I'm gonna try to feed everything I need from inside through the windows. But before I start doing that, I gotta squeeze some caulk. So these little diamonds is a little signature that my contractor likes to do. He said I need to run a bead right around here on both sides. So I got to go to the other side of the scaffolding as well. 24 feet off the ground. I'm a little bit scared. I don't know if I'm ever going to get comfortable up here. Apparently this was built to handle my contractor's weight, and he's a very big guy, so that's at least a minimal amount of reassurance. I know that the Milwaukee caulking gun is more than a little overkill, but I really like it because my wrists cramp up real easily because I spend all day on a computer on a normal day. So that gives me like a carpal tunnel syndrome, and if I'm not careful, can really be debilitating sometimes. So I figured this was money well spent if it saves me from fatigue. And right now, I could use all the help I could get because, oh, this is so scary. Well, this doesn't look all that good. I mean, if I were doing a bathroom, I'd be in a lot of trouble, but since the closest you're gonna get to this thing is 24 foot 6 inches, it's gonna look fine from down there. So just in case you're wondering how in the world I get up here, there's this little red bar here. First of all, we walk across these two precarious 2x6s. I'm trying to distribute the weight across both of them. And we get to this red bar here. This red bar is for you to put your foot up while you put your other foot here, and then eventually get up here. And this is probably the scariest part of all because you have to go over the other scaffold. And this one is bent, so it's a little extra hard to reach. So what am I gonna do here? I'm gonna do it like that, like that. And if I'm doing it wrong, well, I'll find out. I will know, and I will have learned a very painful lesson. Okay. Now I go over. This is why you want to wear work boots, because the heel helps you hook into the bar. All right. Now we do 30 seconds of work after all that effort. By the way, this is the only time I'm going to be up here to see this with the paper on it. This is the roofing material staged, ready to go, and the paper that has been protecting my ADU from the rain for the past 4 weeks. It helps to turn it on. Let's, before I go up there, I'm going to give this a quick test. There we go. Yeah, it was a bunch of water came out and then paint. So I think we're good now. And I just did it right on the wall because we're gonna put lath and stucco up there anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I gotta say, I'm less uncomfortable up here than I was yesterday. It's still terrifying. So this spray hose really sucks. It's not good. No! Really? Really? So the thing blew up in my face because I guess the tip loosened up. Even though I tightened it, it wasn't tight enough. So we're not going to make that mistake again. I'm going to use this tool to tighten it down. And hopefully it won't blow up in our face this time. I've also gotten a little bit of a wardrobe change, a little more appropriate attire. Let's see what happens. Okay. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. I want a vertical spray pattern. Sweet. Let's start over here. One more piece of equipment I need. Two more, actually. Some mask and safety goggles. I think it's going to be either mask or glasses because the glasses fog up so easily. What's more important? My lungs or my eyes? I'm going to go with eyes. I just can't afford to have my glasses fog up, because up here, not being able to see is very, very frightening. So I'm just going to stay upwind. I'm going to try to stay upwind from the sprayer, with a couple of exceptions like right here, where I got to get this corner, and protect my eyes. But so far, this is going really fast. This is just a prime too, so let's cut to a time lapse, because now I think I'm in good shape. So I've got the first round, I've done that. It was primer. Now I have to do all of that again with actual paint. So I don't want to do this all in one go, because I am wearing out pretty quickly. I want to get something to eat, build up a little more energy, and come back out when I'm not shaking from low blood sugar. So we're going to clean this out just a little bit. I just want to, it's more about getting water into the system, because that will help prevent the paint from drying. So I'm going to put this Oh my, that is covered in paint. Into the bucket. And it's supposed to be clean water, but we're going to clean it out again when it comes time to clean out the real paint. The final paint. So we're going to do, we're going to run the other tube into our waste bucket. I'm going to give it a quick spray with my glasses on because I learned that lesson already. Alright. I'm going to give it a spray to flush out the paint. Let's switch it over to prime. I can't even tell. Since the final coat of paint we're doing is also white, I'm gonna call this good enough, and then we'll give it a more thorough clean once we're done with the final coat. And we're gonna do that not inside my ADU. We're gonna do that outside, where I can make a big mess and I won't care. Well, I'm done. Cleanup is probably the worst part of it. I'm letting some of this stuff soak so that I can peel the paint off, and it'll just fall off a lot easier that way. I've run it under pressure and with the prime with water. It's pretty good. I'm happy with the internals. So there's this little oil that you got to put in it, and that's where I'm going to finish off. I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera because this is going to sit for a little bit. Well, let's take a look at the work that I did. Oh, you know what's a bummer? I can see those runs from way down here. That sucks. So I'm going to want to sand that down and probably touch that up by hand. That's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's just, I thought I wasn't going to be able to see that from this far away, but I feel like I see it worse from this far away. Over here, it's fine. In the middle, there's a couple of high spots, but there's not much to worry about over here. I'm gonna remove this red bar so we can get under here and make our way to the other side. So this touch-up is gonna be very easy. I just gotta, yep, there's a little bit here. Once this dries, I'm probably gonna give it a couple of days to let it fully dry, and then I can bring in the sandpaper. It'd be really easy to sand down. I got some here. This was where I found my spider. Got some here. And then we've actually got a little bit over here. This is pretty embarrassing, I gotta be honest. But like I said, it's okay. That's why the scaffolding is here. We can do this the right way. And on this side, it's fine. So I was at my day job and I noticed on my cameras a pickup truck pulling up to my garage. And sure enough, it was the roofer. And look at that, we have a roof. I gotta get up there. We have to see this. We have to see this. I am so excited. So we're up here at the top of the stairs on the scaffolding, getting a closer look at my roof. And while we're up here, we could take a look at my finishing job, because I did come back and touch up the boards here along the sides. I sanded down some of the high spots and rolled it while the paint was still kind of wet. Look at this roof. This looks so good. I mean, this is the 4th roof I've had this guy do for me, so there's really no surprises here, but I'm just elated with how much time and money I have put into this garage. To see it have a roof is just, I can't describe it, you guys. It's so good. It's so good. And then around here to the front, we were looking at it from down below, and you can't see any of the imperfections. I mean, when you get up this close, you can see there's little high spots, but man, from down below, it is not a problem. All right, we are up here. We're gonna get a close look at this ridge. It looks so good. I already see some birds have been up here. There's a stray nail. That'll make its way down eventually. And so the keen eye might notice that there's no vents on this side. Well, that's because this side is going to be where I get my solar panels, because this is the south side of the house and it gets all of the sun. So we're gonna put solar panels on this side. Over here is where we have all of our vents. And it just, oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. And then more of the same with the paint job along the side here. Looks really good. It looks even better on this side than it does on this side. Let's get down from this top level scaffolding. We're gonna walk the north side of the building and then come back down. North side of the building looks pretty good. And from down below, you can't notice any of the imperfections. So I am totally good with this. My contractor was on vacation and he got back yesterday. He comes over and he looks at the paint job and he just says, "Who'd you have do the paint?" And I said, "Well, I did." He almost didn't believe me because he said it looked really professional. So that's a hell of a compliment coming from a guy that's been doing this for 40 years. Ow. Keep hitting my head on the scaffolding. Like I said, that's a hell of a compliment coming from a guy that's been doing this for such a long time, to have said that he thought I had paid someone to do it. And, you know, with the amount of money I saved on that sprayer, I could buy a new sprayer every single time I need it and still save money. Oh, wow, look at this view. Just take a second to look at this for a second. Would you just look at it? Would you just look at that? Well, I can't think of a better way to end this video than to have a roof on the building right after I finish painting it. This is just, I couldn't have planned it better. I am just so happy to see this progress. And on the inside, we have a roof on the inside, which means now I can actually put things up here without having to worry about water damage coming through the roof. And with my contractor back from vacation and with my permits being unblocked, I can continue doing a whole lot of work to this building. And I am so excited because we are going to start doing electricity. Electricity in this building, even unfinished, would be an absolute game changer because it would make this building so much more useful to be able to plug things into the wall, to be able to have light, to be able to do things in my garage. I'm so looking forward to it. I'm so looking forward to it. And the other thing that we have coming up real soon for the garage is waterproofing. We're going to get paper and shingles and eventually stucco. And we're also going to get windows installed. We can't do a door until we do the interior shear wall, and we can't do that until we have electricity. So there's a little bit of shuffling around that we need to do in order to get everything done the right way and to get all of the sign-offs and everything we need from our inspector. But we are well on our way, and this building is about to get a whole lot more useful very soon. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, if you like what you see, like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if you don't like what you see, maybe you're a painter, maybe you don't want people knowing that they can do this themselves, leave a comment. I want to hear from you because you could totally do this yourself. You could totally do this yourself. That's it, and thank you again. I'll see you in the next video.